Welcome along, everybody, to practice 2 for the 2025 Formula 1 Canadian Grand Prix. We're back with another watch-along. And yeah, FP1 was very, very interesting. We had Max top the session. We had the Williams P2, P3, the McLaren's nowhere, and Charles Leclerc having a big crash. His car is still being repaired from the looks of it, which is interesting. They weren't able to fix it in 2.5 hours. Just goes to show how important keeping the car on track is in practice. But anyways, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is how it works. You got my face here. You got the live timings here. You got the session timer down the bottom left that you can sync on up with. You got lovely Twitch chat that you can type in. So if you're over on YouTube or TikTok right now, come and join us on Twitch. We're live all day throughout race weekends. I mean, obviously today I ended up stopping the stream in between practice 1 and 2 because I was tired as fuck. But we're going to be staying live after FP2 today to watch F1 Academy qualifying. So be sure to tune on in for that. And then, yeah, obviously live tomorrow for FP3 and quali and the race on Sunday. Oh yeah, got to get predictions up. Let me get those up. Who will finish first in practice 2? All right, channel point predictions are up in Twitch chat. Get your channel points in. Now I'm going to be a little bit quieter than I normally am just because it's 10 o'clock and don't want to upset the neighbor, but shouldn't be too quiet. Shouldn't be too quiet. It's a Friday night. Like, get a grip, mate. Get a grip. So, yeah. Edwin, Sam Bates, thank you guys for the offline follows. All right, time is up. Let me get that up. And let's start chatting about Formula 1. 59 minutes, 18 seconds. All right, time is up. Time is up. Sync on up. Sync on up. Lewis is going for what, his 8th win at Canada if he wins this weekend. I mean, it's unlikely, but got to talk about it. Got to talk about it. All right, well, who have I missed in chat? Spencer, congrats on VIP for the day. There we go. Danger Boy, good to see you again, dude. Good. I thought he forgot to wake up. No. Never forget. Never forget. I am very good at waking up. I'm very good at going live when I say. Maybe not on time, just because, you know, things happen, but we are here for practice 2. Trizzy IQ, welcome to the stream, dude. I thought you were gonna miss FP2 for a second. What's up, Vicky? Nope, we got here. Sup Nixie, sup Mimosies. No Charles in FP2. Wait, is it confirmed? Confirmed that he's not gonna be in FP2 at all? Surely not. There's no way they didn't get his car prepared in 2.5 hours. I'm doing good, Danger Boy. That nap, I needed that nap, man. I needed that nap. I don't know what happened. You know, sometimes you just wake up and the light switch is like half on. You know what I mean? That was literally me today. But yeah. Astros for life. Armver, thank you guys for the follows. Sub Alexa, good to see you again. I had to wake up for this shit at 2 a.m, man. Oof, that is tough, Mark. That is tough. Lost it earlier. I had to get it back. Fair enough. Sup, Mike Dukakis. What's up, mate? Tracks right beside my house. Really? What? Circuit Jules Villeneuve was right next to your house. Why don't you pop over real quick? Give us a wave on the camera. Sup, Reaper Dark? Yeah, I had to change chassis, so not allowed, even if they could fix it in time. Wait. He's not allowed to do practice 2 because he changed chassis. When has... It's free practice. You're allowed to change your car however you want. Or have you misworded that? Or have I interpreted that wrong? Where can I watch it? F1 TV? Yeah, F1 TV in America and certain countries. Sky Sports in the UK and other countries. It depends where you live. Fart Ferme? Okay. According to Sky. Okay, I don't know if that's true. It wouldn't be because he's changed parts, he's not allowed to do it. It would just be if he's changing chassis, that takes a lot of time. But still, not able to do it in 2.5 hours is very interesting. Sup, Engine Mode? Good to see you, dude. Hope everything's well with you, man. And again, we go on board on the visor cam for... There we go. Can't see shit. Okay, it's just Lewis going wide. Yeah, if you didn't see FP1, basically we had a lot of locking up, a lot of people spinning. We had Colapinto spin straight away. We had Lando go off track multiple times. We had Charles Leclerc crash, and just a lot of locking up. The track seemed very, I don't know what the word is, like delicate, very slidey. Lewis is not Lewis. Yuki Tsunoda's 100th race weekend in Formula 1 this weekend. I can't believe he's been in the sport for that long already. That's crazy. But yeah, obviously we had Porsche in between FP1 and FP2, so that would have helped a little bit with the rubber. Then we've got F1 Academy later today, so the track will just keep getting better and better and better over the weekend, as it always does with, I mean, not only any circuit, but particularly street circuits. Sup, Jack? Good to see you, dude. Sup, Karen knows. What's your worst vacation? What, the worst vacation I've been on? I don't think I've ever had a bad vacation, to be honest. McLaren sandbagging or they washed again. No, I don't like the word sandbagging. Sandbagging fucking pisses me off. Sandbagging means you're purposely slowing yourself down. I don't know if they're purposely slowing themselves down. I think they are just being slow because they're practicing. They're testing the car. They're trying out new parts. They're doing high fuel runs. Yeah, you obviously cannot rule. McLaren's like the Red Bull of the last few years. You cannot rule them out until the end of Q3. Colapinto first next world champion, you reckon? That's a big prediction. Yuki podium for his 100th race. I would love that. I think everyone would love that. But very unlikely. Oh, and Norris going off track again. Love your live stream. Appreciate you watching, Daddy Boy. Okay, that was looking like a decent lap from Norris, though, until he went off track. The ESPN commentator is talking that the softs aren't likely to be used this weekend because they even died before that one. Oh my god, another weekend of Pirelli. Another weekend of Pirelli bring in tires that don't last a lap. Love that. And then probably a hard that can last the whole race. Sup, Clappington. Due to damage to his car sustained in the crash for FP1, Charles will not partake in FP2 as the survival cell in his car needs to be replaced as per regs. Okay. So, yeah, so just to clarify, Charles isn't doing FP2, not doing FP2 because he's not allowed to. He's doing it because he needed to change his chassis because of a crack in it. Oh my god, and we've already got a crash. Wait, he's done the exact same thing as... Wait, no. Where's this? Oh my god. How have we had 2 crashes already in... Wait. No, it is Stroll. How have we had 2 crashes already in practice? Yeah, he needs to pull over. I don't know. I think he's trying to find a runoff here. Sam Collins, there you go. Okay, they don't even need a red flag that. What the fuck? Wait, where would have you even done this? Was it front left? Wait, how have you damaged the front left? What? I reckon he's gone off the runoff and hit the wall. I'm telling you right now, I think he's gone off the runoff and hit the wall. Oh. Wait, it was that long ago? It was that long ago? He drove this car for a whole sector. Yeah, honestly, he's gotten a bit unlucky there. I mean, obviously, he's hit the wall. It's not unlucky he's hit the wall. But I mean, unlucky in the sense that it's broken. Actually, it was a pretty big hit, wasn't it? It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I think it's a shit rule. I think that's a dog shit rule. I think it's a dog shit rule. Like if you can get your car back, then let them get the car back. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if Stroll gets a pen for that because I mean he did stop, but he also went a whole sector before he stopped. So yeah. Sup Diani? Who was it? Lance Stroll. Well, crashing at home is embarrassing. Holy fuck. Yeah, more repairs now for Stroll. Oh, another yellow flag. Who's this for? Why are there so many yellow flags in Canada? The track is just not gripping, it seems. We've seen people come out in the mediums now as well. Wheels fault. Wrong wall to try and get that close to bud. You wanted the close to graphic. I like Stroll's helmet, but doesn't suit the car. Has he got a special helmet for this weekend? Because if so, I haven't seen it. I'm sure the Lance Stroll stands is in shambles right now. Oh, 100%. I feel sorry for Canadians. From Prime, Gilles, and Jack Villeneuve to Stroll and Latifi. Yeah, facts. I mean, they're honestly lucky they've even got a driver to support. Is actually a Stroll fan. Yeah, it's a Stroll stand. Although I think people just buy that stand to just sit in it, not to support him. Stop blaming everything on Pirelli, bro. What did they do this time? What do you mean stop blaming Pirelli? How is it not Pirelli's fault that they bring a tire that dies before the end of one lap and they make a hard tire that could go the whole race? And if we don't get a two-stop, that's no one's fault other than Pirelli. You can't blame the drivers for being like, oh, well, it's the driver's fault that they're maximizing the tires and it's not a two-stop. No, it's fucking Pirelli's fault for not being able to make good enough tires to have a two-stop. Literally every driver for the last 3 years has just been like, yeah, this car, the tire feels different every single lap. They make inconsistent tires, shit compounds that either die too quick or don't or last too long, and don't make a compound that can produce two stops. Don't bring good enough compounds to make two stops. When a Stroll, he crashed, popped his wheel off. Not even 10 minutes into this session. Oh my god, what an egg, bro. What an egg. Your little demon, DLVP. Thank you guys for the follows. What's up, Overkill? The TV is the GOAT. Canada's hero. Oh my god. McLaren to the top. Well, FP1 was fun. Hey, only on the medium tires. They might be bad on the softs. Albon goes up to the top though on softs. Lovely. Whatever they do to the tire, the drivers and teams will still manage them and make them last. I'd completely disagree. If they make a tire, the thing is, if they make a tire where the teams can manage it or whatever, they've done a bad job of adding enough strategy to the Grand Prix. There should be a perfect, not perfect obviously, but there should be a nice window where you can go long if you manage the tire well, but if you pit and go for a two-stop or three-stop or whatever, you get a nice advantage that it makes the Grand Prix interesting. If we just sit here and we just have these fucking shit tires, we have shitty one-stops where there's no difference in the compounds, it's just bad. What the hell is this stream times up, Chris? Yeah, I ended up ending the stream after FP1 because I was so tired. So came live again for FP2 and F1 Academy. Mediums seem quick as fuck. Yeah, in comparison to the softs. Well, in saying that, Russell's just put on a nice 4/10 gap to Norrisdale. Anyways, what I was saying about Leclerc was, so it does seem like it. Oh my god, land off track again. No, so there's Piastri. So it does seem like Leclerc's having to replace his chassis was a mandatory thing, like it was a rule, but it wasn't like, oh, you can't come out and do the session. It was a, well, I guess it is. You can't come out and do the session because your chassis is broken, so you have to replace it. But it's going to take too long to replace. But my question is, why didn't they fix it? Is that normal? Like, there's no way it takes more than 2.5 hours to. I've seen absolutely total fucked cars, little bits everywhere, get repaired in time for qualifying. How have they not got his car ready for practice? Or maybe because it's practice, they don't want to rush and make sure the car is good. Is that the reason? Or is Ferrari just shit? That's what happens when they bring softer compounds and then you go on complaining that the tires are dying. Last I said, no. I think look, maybe we're just disagreeing, but I don't think you understand my point. Is you should not bring a tire to a Grand Prix that dies within one lap, right? You should not have a tire to Grand Prix that dies within one lap. So to prevent that, you bring a harder compound tire. But the problem is the hard compound, the hardest compound tire of those three compounds. This is the problem with Pirelli. If you move down a range, the soft is useless because it doesn't last a lap. If you move up a range, the hard is so strong it can go the whole race. So they need to make compounds that are, the softs should be fucking quick. They degrade quick, but they can do one lap without overheating. But they degrade quick. And the hards need to be significantly slower but last long, but not long enough that they can last the whole race. Otherwise, it just becomes a medium tire race because the medium is the only one that can last a whole lap and is quick and you can go long on. It has nothing to do with me being like, or other fans being like, oh, well, they bring a softer compound, now you complain. No, it's because the softer compound fucking sucks and the harder compound fucking sucks. Their compound range is poo. I'd say 70% of Grand Prix end up being poo because of Pirelli, in my opinion. We either don't get a 2-stop or the softs are just useless. What do you think about this rumor I started that Adele and Lewis Hamilton are dating? Okay. This guy. Who's the worst driver in F1? What, currently? Currently, it's got to be probably Colapinto right now. Colapinto and Stroll, probably. Williams practice demons. Yeah, they're popping off right now. The thing is, though, Stroll's hit and miss. Stroll can do good if he tries. I mean, Stroll's the driver I want the most out of the sport. Yeah, but I wouldn't say he's the worst. Emmy, GG Bow. Thank you guys for the follows. The GOAT is here. McLaren's look straight dookie in Canada. Let's go. I don't know if they look straight dookie. I just don't think they've shown everything just yet. Sorry, Lance, but I'd rather see Felipe race while you were making the full recovery than return to the track. Yeah, but him and his team wouldn't want that because if Dragovic did well, then it would be big problems for Stroll. Did you get Bottas from Merck instead? I feel like Bottas has had his time. Guys, I'm currently in a long-term distance relationship with Bob the Builder. Okay. I go to read a message out and it's just absolute crap. How's my favorite wrinkled shirt streamer? Show me where the wrinkle is. Show me where the wrinkle is. Show me where the wrinkle is. Are you talking about the natural wrinkle on a shirt when you sit down? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, no wrinkle because I fucking ironed it this morning. Because you wouldn't stop yapping. If Max and Charles were caught kissing in the cool-down room, do you think there would be more drama than... what are these questions, bro? What are these questions? I like it, but what are these questions? That's what they did, moving from C3 hards here to C4 hards. If they found a way to make the C6s last longer, then they would just be the same as the C5. It's a small operating window, but that's the compromise they had to make. I get what you're saying, but I think their problem is, and I think this is like it's a deeper problem than what we know. But like, they need to make the tires not... Okay, so the thing is, F1 don't want the tires to explode, right? Maybe you're right in a sense, but I think it's because of Pirelli and F1's approach to the tires. They can't make the tire... They don't want to make the tires to explode because if the tires exploded, it would be dangerous and it wouldn't be a good look for Pirelli, right? So they make the tire compounds really good that they last long. Specifically the hard and the medium. Because they don't want it to explode. So with the soft, to make it degrade, it doesn't degrade. All it does is just overheat. That's all it does. It doesn't fucking degrade quick. It just fucking overheats. And the hards and mediums, you could go so long, like you said, managing it. So I think you're right. It does come down to the fact that they make the tires a certain way, and then the drivers and teams manage the tires so well that it's not worth doing an extra pit stop for. But my point is, they need to stop worrying about, oh, if the tire explodes. Like, quite frankly, if you leave your driver out too long... I don't know what they're complaining about, but... what was I saying? Oh, they need to stop worrying about the tire exploding. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, if the tire exploded, that would be dangerous and whatever. But, like, if you leave your driver out on tires that are about to explode from a puncture or from wear, that's your fault. You know what I mean? That's your fault. So I feel like this is where F1 and Pirelli in this weird spot where it's like, they obviously don't want the tires to explode. But if they don't make the tires explode or degrade much quicker, it's hard because they can't make the tire degrade quicker or a certain way, because if it degrades too much, it'll fucking pop. And like, I don't know, they just can't find this middle ground of where it degrades without fucking popping, and you just end up seeing, say, Monaco just hards the whole time, the whole race. What's your favorite sport other than F1? Yeah, F2, of course. I'd probably say football, UFC, one of them too. Here to clock in and clock out. Sup, lemons? Why? What time is in Canada? There's literally no excuse for this. Canada time. Wait. There's like 10 fucking million time zones. Wait, where do you live? You live in Vancouver. Vancouver time. It's 2 p.m. What do you mean you have to clock out? This guy, he doesn't stay up late. He doesn't stay up late for the 1 a.m., 2 a.m. stream starts anymore. But then I stream in the middle of the day. No, can't watch anymore. Can't watch anymore. Finally, I'm back. Was about to crash out. What do you mean finally I was back? I've been back for 27 minutes, bruh. Busy schedule. Felt like I'll let you off. I'll let you off. Thoughts on possible Williams podium? How do I word this? Unlikely, likely. Like, it could happen. It's unlikely. I don't want people to just come in with the mindset of like, Williams could get a podium, and then they get it. It's like, see, I told you. No, they should not get a podium. If they do, that's fucking mega. Imagine being on that truck. Imagine being on that train going past right now. Free view of the track. Leclerc's car's still broken. He had to repair the chassis, and apparently it's going to take too long, so he's not going to compete in this session. Albon versus Verstappen track dominance. Wait till quali when McLaren go P1, P2 by 5 tenths. This is the thing. Don't be wrong. McLaren are favorites this season. But I feel like we got a... Oh, ladybug. I feel like we got a bad look at McLaren in the last race. McLaren... Piastri dominating kind of made us think like, oh, McLaren are going to dominate this season. But like, if you look at every other qualifying this year, it's been less than a tenth between pole and second. I think it was just Piastri dominating last week that made it look like McLaren are dominant. Put it this way, if McLaren drop 5 tenths or 2 tenths on P2 again, then yeah, I'll be disappointed, but I don't think so. I don't think that will happen. You're meant to iron sports shirts. So I didn't iron it, I steamed it. But thankfully this is a different type of sports shirt, so. But yeah, I don't usually iron like my Red Bull one because it's got like the stickers on it. What year was it when the multiple tires exploded in Silverstone? That was 2020, COVID year. McLaren not looking quick only Friday, but yeah, Williams and Lewis looking better. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Regardless of where McLaren go, Williams look quick. Add Hypersoft that go 1 lap. Well, the Hypersoft still exists. It's just labeled as the soft. Do you still feel smoke in your throat? No, I don't know, dude. I can't believe that. It was like a whole day of tasting smoke. It's gone now. It is gone now. I think I just needed my nose to be cleared out. Like I reckon it was just like a bunch of like particles in my nose. You know what I mean? I think it's their best chance of a podium all season. Yeah, 100%. They've done really good in Canada the last 2 years. So, Robin Stroll, he crashed like 8 minutes into practice. Thoughts on Canada being earlier next year? A lot of rain around that time. Yeah, but people say it's gonna be snow next year. Like this time, the time that the Grand Prix is next year, that time last year, was snowing. This year was snowing. So I don't know. Weird decision. There's a ladybug on my light right now. I'm sniffing another George Russell pole. I don't know why, but I sense it. Yeah, he's looking good this weekend. I see the sleeper build. Sunday races at 9 p.m. for me, and I work at 3 a.m. Oof. That's not too bad. Go to bed at 11 p.m. Oh, sorry, you got work at 3 a.m. Oof. Okay, sorry. I thought you could. I read that as work the next day, and I was like, this guy, bro, just wake up. But yeah, 3 a.m. is tough. Le Mans tomorrow. Let's go. What time does Le Mans start, by the way? Maybe I'll be live for the race start or something. I don't know. Le Mans race start time. Starts in 16 hours. So when's that? 17 hours from now. Wait. When is 16 hours 30 minutes from now? (9:30 a.m.) Wait, that doesn't make sense. Fuck. Wait, 2:40 p.m. it starts. 3 p.m. UK time. Okay. Maybe I'll go live then for the start of Le Mans. Instead of doing open lobbies tomorrow, maybe I'll start. Wait, who's fun? There it is. Is that Colapinto? Colapinto around again. Yeah, maybe instead of doing Uber lobbies tomorrow, I'll start with a watch along of Le Mans. We'll see. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. You think Alonso points? I mean, he should be on for points every weekend. I'm not saying he should be getting points. I'm just saying like he's in a good form with that car where he can get points every weekend. What's your plans for next week? Next week, I think it's going to be a very chill week because the following weeks after that, we got Austria and Silverstone, which are big Grand Prix. We got some IRL streams planned as well. Time for Pirelli to drop snow tires. Imagine a snow Grand Prix would be so good. Danjor, thank you for the follow, dude. That's a cool corner. That is a really cool corner. Such a cool camera spot. It's such a cool spot to watch the cars, I mean. Sorry, you guys can't, half of you can't see this. I'm talking about turn 3. We got David versus Second, the fast right left where Charles Leclerc crashed. Such a cool angle, man. Qatar as well. Imagine Leclerc getting pole tomorrow after the crash. I mean, that's typical Leclerc. He usually does that. What's up, Kai? What do you think about Oscar Piastri being awesome? I mean, he's doing well this season, isn't he? Yeah, I saw the story that I knew why you felt smoke in your throat. Yeah. Outdoor venue is what it is. Fuck, marry, kill F1 drivers. What, any of them? Of course, Stroll is out here driving. Give me 3 drivers and then I can do it. Of course, Stroll is out here driving with one hand effectively. Is he? Is there clips of him like adjusting his wrist and stuff? I feel like he just needs to chill, man. I feel like he just needs to chill. What is my favorite animal? I love a raccoon, I'm not gonna lie. Would they use wets in the snow? I think they'd just cancel Grand Prix if it snowed, to be honest. I'm like a massive F1 fan, but it got so expensive to watch it, so I haven't watched a single race this year so far. Do you watch the highlights of the rerun? I'm sure, yeah, I'm assuming you still keep up the sport with the highlights and stuff, right? 1/10 of pole last year on low track Evo. Wait, wasn't it? Didn't Max and George tie times? Or was that the year before? Which channels broadcast Le Mans 24 hours? Is Le Mans free to watch? Or is Nürburgring? No, it's Nürburgring that's free to watch, right? Damn, Russell 5/10. Wait, what? Russell 5/10 up on Hamilton on mediums. What the fuck? Why does Mercedes look so good here? Reverse track GP. Imagine. Are you a bit tired? I feel good now. I'm not that tired. I'm just talking a little bit quieter because it's late. They're the exact same spin as he had before, yeah. Guys, final chance to get channel point predictions in. Who will finish first in practice 2? Quick. Get your channel points in. Barbel, Ernie, then goes with the follows. Thoughts on Canada being... Wait, I read that. Imagine doing a watch along live from the track, live streaming the race from the stand. I would absolutely love to do that, but one, you need to get the opportunity to do it, and 2, you need F1 to not chuck a fit. Yeah, you can't really do that at a Grand Prix. They're really strict with it, which is annoying. Sup, Savile cool be good to see you. Sometimes I think the stream lags, but then it's Ponden standing completely frozen. I'm sorry. Williams boys still looking strong. They are looking very, very good right now. Russell is even looking very good. Whoever said Russell for pole before, I agree. Wait, Le Mans on TNT Sports UK. The WEC paywall is the biggest one out there. Really? How much do you have to pay for it? Part of me is like, maybe I don't even want to watch it if it's that expensive and like people can't watch it. Why do cameras always look at children? I think it's just like the appeal of like, oh, kids are here watching the sport, but I also just think it's weird always just filming the kids. I don't know. Would you get copyrighted if you do a watch along from the track where you film the track? Yeah, if you film the track, yeah. If you film your face, even that would probably then copyright strike you because you're you know, like think about journalists and media companies and stuff like that pay all that money to live stream from the paddock and stuff like that, and then you just rock up with your own camera. Yeah. Whoa, that was dangerous. He's gonna freak out. I honestly started to agree with Jolly and Palmer. Like, I do start to feel like these guys are putting on a show a little bit to try and get the other driver a pen. Like, well, especially this one. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, I would, if I was a driver, I'd just be like, "Yeah, pen that guy. Yeah, he sucks." These guys like full on freak out. But then again, I mean, I guess at those speeds, it's like road rage. I guess like at those speeds, you'd be fucking freaking out. McLaren gonna be holding a lot back. They could be, or we could just have a lot of hopium and hope that they fucking fell off. And this weekend's gonna be crazy. Aussie XS Gaming, thank you for the follow. Over Lobby Smart. We'll see JJS. We'll either do Over Lobby is my team or maybe Le Mans Watchalong. We'll see. We'll see. It's 18 euros for just Le Mans, and the English commentary doesn't work in US and Canada. What the fuck? I think I've WEC in Eurosport in my TV subscription, but I wish I also had WRC. Right. I've seen people stream the ones on Twitch for people to watch a few times. Yeah, but that's copyrighted as fuck, right? Is it F2 this week or no? No, we've got F1 Academy. So after practice today, we're going to be watching the F1 Academy qualifying actually on the stream. So stick around. Won't be doing a watch along for it. We can actually show that. And Antonelli's gone up to P2. Wow, Mercedes is looking good. Although Antonelli did do that on the softs. So it's not that great from Antonelli. I think this just goes to show, once again, like, if you go on the mediums, you're going to find more time because you can actually push. The soft, I think, just dies before one lap. They need to replace Stroll with Bob Marley. With Bob Marley, okay. Good shout. Why do I like F1? I don't know what it is. It's just, it's got so much to it. I love how we go to a different track every week. Like, I just love the storylines, the drivers. I don't know. It's just such a, I don't know. It's just a sick sport, isn't it? Sandbags are coming off now. Yeah, so obviously we're going to start seeing some push laps. I was going to say some soft runs, but it might actually be medium runs. Because this will obviously be the equivalent time of qualifying tomorrow. Carter, David the Volley. Oof, he's so lucky to not crash there. What the fuck? I mean, temps are cool on Merc, cool. Cooking cool temps. Is it cool right now? Montreal weather. Is 18 degrees cool? I think 18 degrees is cool. For F1 stand. Is it? Stop calling my phone. Why is everyone always spinning and crashing? Yeah, I think coming back to the cool attempts and also it being a street circuit, it's very dusty. But it's just funny that we go to some street circuits, say like Australia, and it doesn't really like feel like a street circuit. And then we come to tracks like this, and I don't know why. Canada's usually not like this. Here we go. Norris is going to go up on Russell's time here. But will his soft just die now at the end of this lap? Let's have a look. 18 degrees is nice to go outside with long pants and a hoodie. 18 degrees, long pants. I'm going out in a fucking short and t-shirt, bro. 18 degrees? That's hot. No, it's not hot, but it's just like perfect weather for shorts. Ooh, what is that big Gemini logo on the side of the McLaren? The fuck? No, it died. The soft died. The McLaren looks like the better tire potentially because you can really push it. What did Stroll do this time? He shunted it into a wall and his tire popped off. And then I'm sure Liam was sarcastic, but the engineer was like, just making sure. F1 is an engineering challenge with millions of dollars on the line. The drivers are just part of the machine. Albon almost took McLaren out. I mean, temps are cool right now. Merc, quick way of that. Oh, Alonso cut it as well. Better to back out than in the wall. Is rain expected this weekend? Nope. Well, who knows with Canada, but no, it doesn't look like it. Who is my F1 legend? I mean, my legend's Lewis Hamilton because, you know, I've been watching the sport since 2019, so I got to see Lewis in 2019, 2020, 2021. And obviously he's, you know, I didn't get to see Schumacher, I didn't get to see Senna, I didn't get to see Prost, didn't get to see these guys. So like Lewis, I guess, is my legend of the sport. But depending on how much longer Max stays in the sport, he'll probably become the driver who is the legend for me. Like at this point, I've seen more Max Verstappen championships than Lewis Hamilton championships. You know, I've seen Max win the championship 4 times. I've only seen Lewis win it twice. So yeah, like naturally, I'm just, you know, Max is more of a figure, a high level figure in Formula One for me than Lewis. So yeah. That's not me saying Max is better than Lewis or more of a GOAT than Lewis, absolutely not. But it just means like for me, you know, like if I had to say my GOAT of the sport, it is Max because he is the driver that I've seen dominate longer in the time that I've watched. But yeah, it all depends on how Max kind of really does in the next few years and like if he leaves or not. Like put it this way, I think if Max had the attitude and cared enough to stay in the sport, I genuinely think he could be the GOAT. Like came in such a young age, just like Lewis, just like Schumacher, and was amazing. Went on to win multiple championships. But I think the difference between Max and Lewis is I don't know. Maybe I don't want to get into the GOAT debate right now, but I think Max just has more raw talent. Put it that way. I think Max has more raw talent, and I think that would carry him further in his career. I think like Lewis is struggling this year at the moment. Yeah. And Albon, P4 with the purple sector 2. What happened to sector 3 there? Do you think Canada is one of Russell's favorite tracks? I'm not sure. I wouldn't say it's one of his favorites. I mean, he crashed out in 23, I think it was. I can figure this is going to be a banger race between Russell, Maxi Pad, Oscar, and Lando. I'm excited for this race now after seeing the first 2 practice sessions. Give us a race where it starts dry, then it has a rain shower, and then dries up again. Those are the best. F1 cars are just too big. It's getting harder and harder for the drivers to get out of the way. Is it though? I think it's just people being fucking stupid, if I'm being real. That, and also the drivers getting out of the way, but then the driver in the car just having a whinge for no reason. Choosing Lewis over Kubica is crazy. Wait, what? So, Noodle, save for the follow. My opinion is it's Lewis and Max in one tier, and then it's everybody else below them. I think there's 2 separate tiers. I think there's Lewis and Schumacher are my 2 GOATs of the sport. Because for me, being a GOAT of a sport isn't just about your talent. I think it's about the whole picture. And I think Lewis and Michael's mentalities were amazing. I think what they did outside of the sport for the sport is amazing, coupled with the fact that they're both the most successful drivers in the sport, right? Whereas I think Max and Senna are the most talented F1 drivers we've ever seen. You know, they had the most talent. They were just so natural at what they did. They were the best drivers. So yeah, I feel like there's 2 tiers to it. Yeah. I think I said if Max won the championship this year, he would be in the top 3. He'd be in my top 3 of all time in F1. I think he'd pass Senna. Obviously, it does suck that we didn't get to see Senna's history. Senna's full career because of his passing. But at the end of the day, that did happen. So to limit Max from being able to be in the top 3 conversation because of someone who sadly passed away, I don't think it's fair on Max or any driver for that instance. Yeah. But yeah, even if Max doesn't win the championship this year, I still think like by the end of his career, it will be like I generally think Max will be in the top 3 conversation, 100% by the end of his career. And that's the thing though, like Senna deserves to be in that top 3 conversation, 100%. But it's just such a shame his career got cut short. But again, that's where I'm like, well, if you're gonna put Senna in your top 3 because of his talent, I think you also have to put Max in that up there as well because of his talent. If you're doing it off of results, then naturally, I think you just got to put Max above Senna at this point. Who's the GOAT? Messi, Ronaldo, Messi for sure. But again, Ronaldo did a lot outside of the sport. Yeah. No, I found Max mainly because he turns borderline suicidal when things don't go his way. Would you rather have a wet to dry Canada or dry to wet? Dry to wet's always better than wet to dry. Getting the timing right is so much better than just going out on an into slick and then. Ugh. Wet during the race on and off so people fuck up tire choices. Yeah, exactly. Hot take. Senna would have lost 94 against Shumi anyway. I don't think we would have seen another title from him. Someone turn on my Pinterest notifications. I'm not a fucking cat lady. Wait, what? Didn't Russell put on mediums in Imola and went faster on his softs? Yeah, he did. Nigel Mansell, the GOAT. Great Tash. If Max wins this season, then he's in the conversation with Lewis, Senna, and Schumacher. Yeah, I agree. I think he's. I mean, well, Lewis and Schumacher are just on another level to everyone because of those 7 championships. So I don't think you can put Max up there with them yet. But yeah, I think definitely in the conversation with Senna already. Theory: the teams are burning all of their soft tires because the mediums would be better in quality in the race. Yeah, we might. To be honest, FP3 might be really boring tomorrow. We might see drivers genuinely save their tires because they don't want to use them. Wait, is that how it works? No, actually, that wouldn't work, would it? Because they have to get rid of. They have to give up 2 tires anyway. Hey, me. I don't like to get political or anything like that, but I don't want to get political, but I feel like you guys know more than me, and I'm not following at the moment. Can someone give me like a rundown of what the fuck is happening in Iran and Israel at the moment? Because I keep seeing like tweets and news articles and like TikToks that are like blah 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 blah, like fear mongering. But then I'm like, is it actually fear mongering or is this actually the start of like some crazy shit? It was in a preemptive strike on Iran. So Iran is now striking back. So they're basically at war now. Were they already at war? How's Lawson already second in penalty points? Because he's the GOAT, man. He's a GOAT. He races hard. Israel doesn't like Iran trying to make nukes. Israel bombs places that Iran makes nukes. Iran bombs Israel, right? It's more of a political war than a combat war. So now it's an actual... Oh my god, that fucking scared me. So now it's more of a like actual war. So sad, man. Fuck war, man. Like, waste of life, waste of time, waste of money, waste of Earth's polluting the Earth, just everything. What does war achieve? Absolutely nothing. The only political thing I'll say is nothing annoys me more than when someone's like, you're complaining about this or you're doing this and there's a war going on right now. And I'm like, I don't want the fucking war. I don't want the fucking war to happen, do I? I don't think anyone wants it to happen. And it's just like, I don't know, like, yeah, I'm obviously so fucking thankful I don't live in a country that has high tensions and has this shit going on. Absolutely. But it's just like, bro, like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. And like what fucking India and Pakistan are at it as well. I don't know. I don't get it. I remember I was so when the whole Russia Ukraine shit started, I was so fascinated by it all. I was every day waking up, following the news, following it all. And after a while, I was just like, this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. Like, it's just so, like, petty. It's so just like other countries getting involved. I'm just like, bro. Trent Antonelli seems to be struggling lately. Well, I think the thing is he's always been off of Russell's pace. Like he's doing great for a rookie, but I don't know, he's not going to be beating Russell anytime soon. But he is watching F1, nothing can compare to 2021, whatever you think the ending. Yeah, 2021 was cracked out. The drama was insane. Excuse me. And they have too much money and spend stupid shit like and spend on stupid shit like war. Well, this is the thing, right? Why do we? This is the thing, and this is the cat and mouse, right? Why do we need nukes? Why do we need jet planes? Why do we need fucking submarines that can do this? Why do we need tanks? Why do we need all this shit, right? It's in case another country attacks. But then every country gets threatened by one another because they're building stuff to protect themselves. And it's just like, it's just a cat and mouse. You know what I mean? Like, you can't not do it because then if you get attacked, you're not going to be able to defend yourself. But then you shouldn't have to worry about defending yourself. But then it's just fucking stupid, man. Funny to listen to that. The driver and engineer misunderstand each other. Has there been any qualifying session this season when neither McLaren was in the top three? I don't think so. No, because Piastri's been within 50 milliseconds of pole every qualifying this year other than one. And I think that was the one where Lando... That was the Monaco pole, I believe. But the thing is, though, right? You have the law, oh, you can't make nukes. But then if someone does, what happens? They've already made them. Then they're just going to threaten you with them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't get it. Ridiculous. Yeah, just dick measuring contest, 100%. Yeah, once one has them, you gotta have another country's gotta have them. It's just, yeah, cat and mouse. When everyone works together, you get things like the International Space Station. They need to do it more often, yeah. I've been saying it for a couple of years now. I think the race to Mars is going to be very interesting because, like, who owns Mars? If America gets there first, is it just, do they own the planet? If China get there second, which part's America's, which part's China's? You know what I mean? I think there's going to be a big political war over Mars at some point, especially when you've got what 3-4 countries fighting for it, fighting to get there first. It'd just be the exact same shit you have on Earth, but on fucking Mars. Like, can you believe that? Mars won't be colonized, and you're like, you don't think we're gonna get to Mars in the next 4 or 5 years? I think SpaceX already got their shit planned for next year to go up there. I think I personally I think you're underestimating how much tech has moved forward. Like you think 15 years ago, like we still had box TVs. We just started getting the iPhones. You know what I mean? And now here we are. We got fucking AI, like AI shit that looks so real. We've got the most insane tech. Like in the next 15 years, I 100% see people living on Mars. 100%. Especially when we're gonna have the first people on Mars next year if it all goes well. Touch wood. The messy bed police. Didn't follow it. Franco isn't looking the best. Yeah, he's struggling right now. My phone's on Do Not Disturb, and I just got a notification. Oh, it switched off Do Not Disturb to sleep mode. Can't wait for F1 in Mars. I feel like F1 and USC are like those two companies where just like, we will be the first sporting event on Mars. You think during COVID, right? The two pioneers of COVID for sports was F1 and USC. They'll just keep doing that. The first F1 race on the Mars. The first USC fight on Mars. There's landing there, there's living there. Oh, 100%. But again, I think once we get there, I think it's going to be easier to set up there than to get there. How F1 on Mars look. Space is more about companies now, though, so we could see a proper corpo war. Yeah, true. Well, no, to be fair, SpaceX is partnered with NASA, which is American, so. But yeah, like, I guess if, like, Blue Origin or whatever the fuck fucking Jeff Bezos' company gets there first, but, like, I don't think he's trying to get to Mars. I think he's trying to make space flights for money. Mars Rally would go hard. True. WRC on Mars. Would you go to Mars if given the opportunity? Keep in mind it would be likely be a one-way trip. I've thought about this. I was like, part of me was like, okay, put it this way. If someone came to me and was like, you're going to be one of 6 people to live on Mars in your lifetime, I would consider it as like this would be a crazy thing to do. And like, you'd go down in history as one of those people to live on Mars. But if it was just like, oh, you're going up to Mars with one of 100,000 people who are going to go up to Mars in your lifetime, I'd be a bit like, oh, I may as well just wait until it's safer and easier and cheaper and there's more shit on there. You know what I mean? Ponden F1 stream on Mars. Hell yeah. Femboy. Ninny, how's it going? Good to see you. How you do GP watch-alongs from Mars? In the stand, you know what I mean? Get my satellite out, get my antenna out. Connect it. Starlink. Oh my god, is that Alan Prost? What the fuck? Why does that guy look like Alan Prost? That's crazy. Those low gravity jumps would go hard. Rank these drivers on just raw speed. Charles, Lando, George, Oscar. Raw speed. Charles 1. Charles 1. I still think Oscar has room for improvement, but potential-wise, I'd put Oscar 2. But right now, I still think he has room for improvement. I'm going to say George 2, Oscar 3, Lando 4. But it's like, Lando's problem isn't his speed, it's his fucking consistency and bottling. I feel like, no, but to be fair, Oscar has outdone Lando in speed. Okay, Charles 1, Oscar 2, George 3, Lando 4. What about you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We ended the stream between FP1 and FP2. We're live again. Looking forward to F1 Academy after this. The gap between Russell to Hadja is less than between Ocon and Franco. Wait. Russell and Hadja. 6/10. Ocon and Franco. Yeah, what the fuck? Why is Colapinto so far off the pace? Yeah, he needs to step it up now. It's been enough Grand Prix. That excuse is over now. Here's the best race pace. I'm not sure about race pace, but Russell looks very quick. The Williams look really quick. I mean, not quick enough to get pole or win the race, but they just look quick in comparison to their normal speed. How long do you think will F1 go on? Will it ever stop? No, I mean that's like I don't think these things will ever stop unless there's like a big political issue or they completely fall off. I mean, especially with now money nowadays, like there's just so much money going around. I feel like most sports will just never die. Does Williams have real race pace or is it just one lap miracles? No, they're looking good right now. 100% they're going to be in it this weekend. This is the first year, though, that Lando's pace is lacking. I agree. Oscar's like a machine driving, just goes out and does what he can do, zero emotions. Yeah. In terms of one lap pace, I would put George on about the same level as Charles. Really? I think Charles trumps them all. I think Charles was the one I 100% am like, he's P1. Whereas it's more the other three I think can like move around depending on certain aspects. Raw speed Lando 4 is crazy. I'd put him 1 or 2. The thing is, though, prior to this year, I'd put Lando 2 off of raw speed. But this year, we're now 11 races in, and he's been significantly slower than his teammate, in my opinion. But I also would have never put him above Charles anyway. So I'm putting him below Piastri because this year he's been slower than Piastri. I'm putting him below Leclerc because I think he's slower than Leclerc. And Russell has shown that he is so consistent against Lewis Hamilton, against Charles, against Lando and Piastri that, yeah, I feel like, wait, can you guys see the, oh, wait, Ladybug's on my camera. I thought you'd be able to see him there for a sec. Raw speed, read that. Lando pace was lacking last year. Wait, last year? Last year was good. Or maybe it was just Piastri lacked pace on Lando and then Lando lacked on everyone else. Since Brazil 24, Colapinto just fell off even though he got damage in Qatar, maybe Abu Dhabi. Effort. Put Abby pulling in the Alpine. I'd be down. Nah, she's not ready yet, obviously, but she's looking good though. Lando last year bottled like 2 wins or more than a couple of poles this year. He's been more consistent. Isn't wild that we have to separate Mac from his peers because it's not fair to them. Max, yeah. I mean, it's just you're asking, you're asking an obvious question. I think, I mean, yeah. But they're also, Max should be better than those guys because he's been in the sport much longer than them. Can you believe Max is now the third oldest driver on the grid? Sorry, third most experienced driver on the grid. Hulk, Hamilton, Alonso. Yeah, he's the 4th most experienced driver on the grid, tied with Sainz, right? Or is Sainz 1 year more than Max? To think Max used to be the young gun, and now he's the 4th most experienced is crazy. And then when you think the fact that, in my opinion, Max's experience probably trumps Hulkenberg now, because Hulkenberg's just been at midfield backmarker teams his whole life. Max has way more experience at the front of the grid. Like, put it this way. Let's imagine Max and Hulkenberg with the exact same pace. Max is going to win 9 out of 10 times because if they're in an equal car, because Max has more experience at the front of the grid. Look at every driver when they've first gone to the front of the grid. Max is one of them who had to learn about racing people and like biding his time and making the moves at the right time. Lando last year learned a lot in his first season at the start of the grid. Russell as well had to learn a lot being at the front of the grid. Charles. So yeah, I would even say Max has more experience than Hulkenberg at this point. Obviously not off of time-wise, but just in terms of being at front of the grid. Cocock, name of the follow dude. Yeah, I think it's more to him not being comfortable with the car. The way he would put 20 seconds over Max on races is very impressive. I know he has a better car, but Oscar and Charles have never done that. Interesting point. Yeah, I get you. Whoa. Yeah, what the fuck is that Williams doing, to be fair? Mercury GP in 2016? Imagine. Alonso's experienced everywhere, yeah, honestly. Yeah, it's crazy to think Lewis has not been at a backmarker team ever. 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 The worst. What's the worst team Lewis has been in? Lewis Hamilton Wikipedia. I think his worst is probably like what? Not even, has he ever finished outside the top three? Sorry, as in like the teams finished outside the top three. I think he's always been in the top three team in the constructors. I mean, obviously that's thanks to him for being in a. Oh wait, I'm forgetting about those early Merc days, aren't I? Wait, let me find. Oh my God, Lewis, how many references do you want on Wiki? He's got 400 references. How do I look at where they finished in the constructors? Can I not look? American 22. Really? Is that his worst? Is that actually his worst? How the fuck do I check constructor results for a driver? How the fuck do you check constructor results for a driver? Okay, let me just look at his driver results and then we can probably work it out from there. So, McLaren, second, first. Okay, this year he was fifth, fourth, fifth, fourth. Yeah, someone figure it out. Someone figure out what his worst year is. Was it 2022? Fourth. Yeah, but sure. What about the year he finished fourth and fifth in McLaren? Were they still finishing like what, top three? And I guess that makes sense. Oh my God, I'm busting into poo. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm about to touch cloth. On God. Oh, the session's done. What the fuck? Well, we end up chatting about war and then space and then tier listing drivers for so long. I didn't even realize the session ended. All right, guys, that is it for FP1. Stick around. We've got F1 Academy qualifying starting in 30 minutes time. We're going to be watching that on the stream, the actual broadcast. But if you enjoyed, hit the follow button down below. We do watch alongs like this for every single session, for every single Grand Prix weekend. So join me tomorrow for FP3 and qualifying, as well as the race on Sunday. Sorry, FE2. Thanks for joining me for FE2. But yeah, that was a good sesh. Again, I've enjoyed both practice sessions this weekend so far. A lot to talk about, a lot happening on track. Yeah, let's do a little rundown though. So we've got Charles Leclerc in last, didn't get to do a lap because he crashed in FP1 and they had to replace his chassis. Stroll crashed not even 10 minutes into the session, so he was out. Colapinto really struggling, 7/10 off of the driver ahead of him. Very poor. Then we got Ollie Behrman. So Haas looked like the worst team this week. But who knows what their race pace would be like. They're always all over the place. Then we got Yuki Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto. Who's that? Is that Sainz? No, who's that? Oh, Gasly. Then we got Hadja Lawson, Verstappen. Wow, Verstappen's way off at the moment in comparison to FP1. Maybe very strong on the softs, not on the mediums. Then we got Hamilton, Sainz, Piastri. Alonso looking good, Albon looking good, Antonelli, Norris, and then Russell. Yeah, again, very interesting session. I think key takeaways: Russell looks quick. Williams obviously looked quick. Alonso looks good. B-Carb looked decent. And Max maybe not looking so good on the medium tires. But yeah, we compare out the predictions. Who topped the session in FP1? It was Russell. Sorry, in FP2 it was Russell. So let's play that out real quick. Did anyone actually predict Russell? Oh, someone put 57% on Russell. I guess because he was already like quite high up on the session when the predictions went out. But yeah, guys, stick around. If you're over on TikTok or YouTube right now, come join us on Twitch. We're going to stay live to watch F1 Academy. We'll actually be watching on the stream. So come and join us. Linked in chat. F1 fan, thank you for the follow. Also, Hamza, the messy bed police. Oh, I think that already, but thank you guys for the follows. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. It's midnight for me, and after the weekend I have exams. I'm going to sleep. Have fun though with F1 Academy. Appreciate Mario Cat. Catch you later. Good luck with your exams next week. Looking like McLaren versus Mercedes this weekend. Yeah, it would be good if they're actually in the fight. I'm surprised Hambone has never done Le Mans. I think Lewis has always been an F1 guy. I don't think he's ever been like interested in doing other series and stuff like that in comparison to say like Alonso or Max or anyone like that. I think George can I think George can ever be champion because of his lack of race pace last year when Hamilton would start P10. Yeah, is that Russell being bad or is that Lewis being really good in race pace? But I agree with you. I agree with you to agree. Well, I don't agree with that he would never be a champion, but I agree that he maybe needs to tidy up the race pace a little bit. I feel like Isaac has the potential to be one of the greats, really. I don't see that just yet. I definitely think he's great, but like, I think he, maybe needs to sort out his hot head a little bit. I mean, he can use that as an advantage, but I think it will maybe be a little bit of a problem in a championship fight. Why is the prediction actually closing halfway in the practice set? Yeah, that's because I ran it late, but yeah. That's probably where I read that. Your F1 Academy, yeah, we're gonna stay live for F1 Academy, Tomo. Although I really need a poo, so I'm gonna have to dip for a poo now. Anyways, guys, that is it. Thank you for watching. YouTube, I'm gonna end the stream there. TikTok will stay live, Twitch will stay live. But yeah, YouTube gang, any there, come join us on Twitch. Otherwise I'll see you guys tomorrow for FP3.